Oh, I mean, it's just really special. I'm thankful first to God just for putting me in this position, but also thankful to everybody in Indiana just because they saw something in me and I'm just ready to get there and get to work.
Aliyah, next question will come from the second row in the center.
There we go. Hi, Aliyah. Happy congratulations.
Thank you.
I'm curious what your conversations, if any, have been with Lynn Dunn. Obviously you bring a two-way play to this game, but in particular, your defensive prowess was above and beyond and something that, Indiana definitely needed. So take me through what those conversations have been like.
Yeah, we talked quite a few times, and she's just saying that she's just super excited to get to know me. She was very welcoming, and I got to talk to the entire staff, and it just almost made me feel at home even before this was a real reality. And so I'm just really thankful to everybody there. Of course.
Aliyah right here, Jackie Powell with the Next. First of all, congratulations. I want to understand the calculation you made and who and what helped you get here to be in this draft rather than maybe wanting to go back to South Carolina and pursue another season there.
Yeah, I mean, first off, everybody that has a COVID year definitely has a tough choice because, I mean, you could either be somewhere where you've known, the system, you've been there for 4 years or however many years it may be, versus coming into this new system, grown-ups, and it's almost like you're starting over. But I mean, it took a lot of thought because if I could go back to South Carolina again, I absolutely would because it was just so much fun. But I just knew that I had to do what was best for me. And I definitely think just coming to the league, and I say that just because I've always wanted to do this, I've always wanted to be a professional basketball player, and I just felt like this moment was right. Usually if I feel any doubt, if I feel any second guessing, I can say, I'm just not going to do it. But I was just very confident in myself, and so I didn't want to make a different decision because I'm going to trust my gut.
Chris from the New York Times. I heard you and Destiny kind of yelling over the side. What was that like after when y'all talked and embraced? What was happening?
She was like, we're reunited and we're teammates again. And I was like, and it feels so good. The song, reunited. Okay. So that's really what it was. But honestly, super excited to be with Henny again. It was really great playing with her at South Carolina. And so to already have that type of connection, I think is really just going to help us.
Next question, second row to your left.
Congratulations, Aliyah.
Thank
Alexa
you.
Philippou at ESPN. To be able to go to a franchise like the Fever, where they haven't had success as recently, but they look at you as a player who can help get them back to the kind of that historic run that they've been able to make. What excites you most about that opportunity, and how do you think you can help them kind of reach those heights that they had before?
Yeah, just being able to learn from everyone that's there already, and that includes the rookies from last year because, they already have that pro life experience. So just being able to learn from them, but also to kind of be who I am and just continue to compete. I think everybody on the Fever now, they're going to compete, and we're going to work hard. And so I'm just really excited to get that started with everyone.
Aliyah, your next question will come from the first row to your right.
Hi, Aliyah. Congratulations.
Thank
Pepper
you.
Pursley with Dish with Pepper. I'm just wondering how Coach Daly, as a former WNBA player herself, was able to prepare you for this moment.
Yeah, first of all, I just want to say, I love you. I always see you, interview people, and I'm glad I'm here to get that. But she's helped a lot. I think she's just helped me to be the player that I am right now over the past 4 years. She's just been able to help guide my steps into what it is to be a pro, guide my habits, and for her to be in the crowd with the rest of our South Carolina crew, it's just amazing.
Aliyah, next question, last row in the center.
Hey, Aliyah, Jalen Tart from WRHU. From what you've learned throughout the 4 years at South Carolina, what is the one thing that you're willing to take from what you learned to the pros?
Just being confident and also being confident in your leadership skills. I think that's going to be the biggest thing, making sure I'm able to use my voice, talk about what I'm seeing on the court just so I can be able to help my teammates, but also just the physicality that I bring. I'm trying to just be a dominant post player.
Okay, next question, the last one from the room will be front row to your right. Front row, right here.
This is Rafiq with Nothing But That Sports Talk. Welcome to the WNBA, Aliyah.
Thank you.
I just want to ask you, how does it feel to have the opportunity to pick up the legacy that Tamika Catchings and a bunch of other players that put on an Indiana Fever jersey left off?
It feels really good. I'm excited to get in that Fever jersey, get with my teammates, and really get to work. I think it's going to be an exciting season. Thank you.
All right, we're going to turn to Zoom for a moment, and we're going to go in this order with 3 questions. We're going to go to Emily, Megan, and Christos. Emily, go ahead.
Hi, Aliyah. Sorry, I have to forgive my voice. You're here with 3 other teammates tonight. Dawn has talked a lot about being the dream merchant for your guys. Just what about, South Carolina and the program over the last 4 years do you think has positioned you guys to all be here together tonight?
Yeah, just the way that we compete and the way that we work. I think we have all just put in a lot of work. God has really blessed us, bringing us all together at South Carolina. And for us all to be at this draft is just something that's really special. And it's honestly a dream come true because everyone that's here, not just on South Carolina, has put in so much work. And so Coach Daly and the entire staff has helped us. They developed us into the players that we are. And so it's exciting for it all to be coming together.
Our next question will come from Megan. Megan, you're going to be followed by Christos, and Shai.
Hi, Aliyah. Congratulations on being selected. Do you think the transition to a new team is going to be easier because you have a coach who's also transitioning to a new team?
I mean, maybe in a sense, but I think it's almost like, coming from high school into college because you're new and everybody has already experience, whether it's a new coach or not. So I think it's going to be a little bit different that I'm going to have to adjust to, but I definitely think the coaches are going to be able to help me.
Christos, you're up. Shai next.
Hello, Aliyah. Christos SDNA Greece. Congratulations, first of all. How do you see yourself in this league play against the best? And what is your main goal for your rookie season?
Yeah, it feels really great to be in the league playing against the best women's basketball players ever. And I really just hope to continue to grow the Fever basketball. I think we're going to do really great things this year, and I'm just super excited for it.
Next question, Shai.
Hi, Aliyah. Congratulations. A lot of observers can't wait to see you free from the double or triple team treatments you had in NCAA. How confident are you in the fact that your game might be even more impactful at the pro level?
I'm pretty confident just because of just simply spacing. I think it's going to allow me to be able to work a little bit better. Just being able to watch the pros prior to joining the league, you can just see how they can just get to work, whether they make the shot or not. But just to be able to have that is just, it's going to be pretty nice, I think.
Thank you.
Okay, Mike, we're going to go to Mike.
Hey, Aliyah, congratulations on everything. Congratulations on coming to the league. I did want to ask you, obviously, we just saw A'ja Wilson's going crazy right now on Twitter. For you, who are you most excited to see in the league at this very moment?
Honestly, every single person. 1, because I don't want anybody specific coming for me. But 2, just because this has been a dream of mine. And so to be able to compete against people that have a lot of experience, it can only help me grow. And so I'm really excited for that because I've always dreamt of this. And so to be able to be here, be in this moment, and almost be on the court with them is pretty crazy.
Hey, Aliyah, congratulations on everything. Just wanted to ask you, I know Candace has been a huge fan of yours and you're a huge fan of her. What do you think it's going to be like playing now against her when the Fever go up against the champion Aces?
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to be excited just to do that. But at the same time, we're on the court, so I definitely want to compete and make it really hard for her. But I mean, it's pretty cool to play against people that you look up to. And Candace is somebody that I look up to all the time. And so I'm really excited for that.
I'm going to turn next question, the last one on Zoom. Fago, go ahead, please.
You're on mute.
I think you're on mute.
Hey, what does it mean to you that you inspire so many people in your community as well as your peers?
It's really special. I think it's just cool to see everybody not just cheering me on, but the entire team, everyone that's here getting drafted, cheering us on. It just feels nice to have a good group of people behind you that want to see you succeed.
Okay, anyone else in the room? Second row, center, Aliyah.
Hi, Aliyah. Isabel Rodriguez with The Next. I'm just curious for you what a successful season would look like when you're going to look back towards the end of the year.
That's a great question. Just knowing me, I'd say winning every single game. And I still think that can happen. I think we're going to have a great team that's going to compete. We're going to continue to play for each other. And so just getting a lot of wins, I think that's the most important part, but also growing as players.
Aliyah, thank you.
Thank you.
We're going to start with 2 questions, both second row center.
Grace, hi. Howard Magdal at The Next. Congratulations.
Thank you.
2 things. Number one, just in terms of how you think you fit into the Indiana offense, can you take me through that? And also just where was Walnut when this happened and what was Walnut's reaction?
Okay, so I'll answer the Walnut question. Walnut is my dog, for those of you that don't know. He's actually getting boarded right now, so he's not very happy that he wasn't invited to New York with me. So I'll have to buy him some fever gear to make up for it. But in terms of what I can bring to Indiana, I just feel like I'm, I don't know what skills necessarily are going to translate or anything like that, but I do know that, my passion for the game, my competitiveness, my grittiness, and my willingness to just do whatever the team needs on any given night will be there, and that will translate. So I'm just excited to get there and see what my coaches want from me and just do that to the best of my ability. Thank you.
Grace, we're going to stay in the second row, center.
Hi, Grace. Jackie Powell with The Next. So you were a player that decided to take your COVID year. And what I'm curious about is, what do you think you were able to accomplish at Indiana for this extra year? And how do you think it's going to serve you well in the WNBA?
Yeah, first off, as a team, we were, the first #1 seed ever for our team. And, we won the most games and everything like that. So we were just, I think, set the program up for a lot of really good success in the future, which means a lot to me. I think as an individual, I was just able to kind of become more mature in my skill set. I played a lot of the point guard this year, which I hadn't in previous years. So I think I was able to just fine tune some of those skills, the leadership aspects, the handling, the offense, really having the ball in your hands a lot. So, it was, I think the right decision for me.
Grace, next question, first row to your left.
This is Rafiq with Nothing But That Sports Talk. Welcome to the WNBA.
Thank you.
Why don't you describe the feeling of being drafted into the WNBA, which is something that you dreamed about from when you were younger?
Yeah, I didn't really know what it would feel like. I knew it would be amazing, but I think I was just, more just really grateful, full of emotion when I heard my name called. Especially being there with my dad, who had been taking me to Indiana Fever games since I was, 6, 7, 8 years old. It was just 2 hours up the road from Louisville, Kentucky, where I'm from. So we got to, go to those games and watch Tamika Catchings, watch Katie Douglas, watch them win that championship. So, to get called was surreal, but to get called by a team that you've been going to with your dad since you were, really little, I think it just made it that much more special.
Grace, your next 2 questions will come from the left in the third row.
Hey, Grace, Doug Feinberg, the AP. Just to piggyback off that, I'm guessing the Fever have been having some hard times the last couple of years, and about the glory days. What would it mean to sort of restore Indiana what it was when you were there as a fan, as a younger kid?
Yeah, I think it would mean a lot to me. I think I was able to win a good amount in college, so I can bring some of those characteristics over. But I really think, just looking at that roster, some of the young talent on it, that's just super exciting. You obviously have Aliyah Boston, who we all know is absolutely amazing and gonna, have such a great impact on the team. And then I think, Nalissa Smith, Queen Egbo, Destiny Henderson, the list goes on and on. So to be able to play with that much talent and that much young talent and come in with them and learn from them and kind of grow with them, I think it's something that I'm really excited about.
Grace, one more question from the room, and then we'll turn to Zoom. Second row to your left.
Alexa Philp with ESPN, congratulations.
Thank you.
Can you expand on some of the memories you have going to Fever games? And even throughout this process, was there an inkling that maybe they would select you? And was that an extra level of excitement just because you grew up watching them?
Yeah, I think I knew the Fever were, interested, but you never know until draft night obviously happens. So I wasn't getting my hopes up or anything like that. I was just keeping an open mind. But I knew the Fever were a team that obviously just, playing in Indiana for the past 5 years, the community is so special for me. The community is so excited about women's basketball. So I was really sad to leave Indiana, but now obviously I'm staying here. So I'm super grateful for that. And like I said earlier, my dad would take me to probably 4 or 5 games every summer of the Fever. So I think just to be able to, see those strong women, like I mentioned, Tamika Catchings, Katie Douglas, Brianne January, see them and how hard they competed, how tough they were, how much passion they had for the game. I think I really modeled myself off of them, and it was just huge and very instrumental in the development of my own game.
We're going to turn to Zoom for 3 questions. We're going to go in this order: Tyler, then Brad, then Seth. Tyler, go ahead.
Grace, Tyler Taffman with the Indianapolis Star. With Terry Morin accompanying you in New York, just what is that experience been with her, and just being able to kind of share it with her?
It was unbelievable to have her here. She means the world to me. She means so much to me, and I can't even begin to state how much of an impact that she's had on, obviously the player I am, but I think the person I am, the woman that I am. To where I feel really prepared entering this next phase of my life, because I've had 5 years under the best coach, the best leader, the best strong woman that I could possibly look up to. So to be able to share a night with her, it was just really special.
All right, we're going to go to Brad. Brad, you'll be followed by Seth.
Grace, Brad Brown, WRTV in Indianapolis. Congratulations, first of all.
Thank you.
The extra year that you came back to IU, what part of your game gained the most out of having this past season to play?
Yeah, this was the first year that I was, the main point guard on the floor. I had the ball in my hands the most. I was, running the offense, getting my teammates where they needed to be. And then obviously just the leadership aspect on both ends of the floor that comes with that. So I think, just fine tuning those point guard skills, using my voice, getting my teammates where they need to be, and really being that, extended coach on the floor were the main things.
Okay, Seth, you're up.
Seth Tao with the Daily Hoosier. Grace, congratulations. You've talked about what it means to you personally to be back playing for the Fever and having grown up going to their games, but obviously there's a lot of crossover between, fans of IU women's basketball and fans of the Fever. Just what's it mean to you to be back kind of playing in front of a lot of those same fans?
Yeah, so I think one of the things that was the most special to me in my 5 years at Indiana was just to see the excitement in the community of women's basketball grow. To when where I'm at now. And it just seems like, obviously people are crazy about basketball in Indiana, but they're crazy about women's basketball in Indiana. So we were able to kind of build that fan base at Indiana. That was so special to me. And then, obviously at the professional level, I think that excitement just takes, a next step up. So hopefully, we have a lot of the Indiana Hoosier women's basketball fans that are now, during the summertime, huge Indiana Fever fans.
All right, we have time for one more question on Zoom. We're going to go to Christos. If we have a second after that, we'll return to one in the room, but we do have another player on the way. Christos, go ahead.
Hey, Grace, congratulations, first of all. You mentioned earlier some of your new teammates, Indiana Fever. How do you see your fit in the team next season?
What was the question? I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
How you see your fit in the
Christos?
team? You mentioned earlier some of your new teammates. How you see your fit in the team on the floor?
Yeah, first of all, as a point guard, who wouldn't want to have Aliyah Boston to pass to in the post? That's about as much of an automatic bucket as you can get. So I've played with her before at USA Basketball, and I think obviously we all know what she can bring on the court, but just the person that she is off the court, how much she loves the game, how genuine of a person she is, how kind of a person she is. I couldn't ask for a better person to go on this journey with. So, to say I'm excited to be her teammate is definitely an understatement.
All right, we have time for one more question in the room. Center row, second, Grace.
Hi, Grace Howard again at the Nets. I know how hard you worked on finishing at the rim, and I just wonder how much you think that made the difference to help you get to where you are today as, a first round pick? And just also if you kind of reflect on those hours in the gym over the course of the last couple of days.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, the mid-range is my favorite shot. Anybody that watches me knows that. But I think a part of my game that I've always known I could be good at is finishing at the rim. And I worked, countless hours with Coach Box, our assistant coach at Indiana, on different finishes, getting to a spot and finishing over, bigger, quicker, stronger defenders. And so I think, obviously you can't be a one-dimensional player at the next level. So, me getting all the way to the rim in addition to my mid-range and my three is just going to, hopefully serve me well in terms of making a roster and contributing.
Just wanted to talk to you about your ability to shoot and how much you are both excited to do that at the W level and just the fact that you've always been comfortable with not just threes, but long threes, how that makes it particularly easy to translate to this next level now.
Yeah, that's something that I've always liked to pride myself on, my shooting ability and scoring ability. But I'm just excited to get to Indiana and do that, just be me, basically. But yeah, I think being a little less athletic, my shooting ability has been something that's helped offset my lack of athleticism at times. But I'm also just excited to get to Indiana and just be a sponge and find ways that I can get better.
Next question will come from the last row in the center.
Hey, Taylor, you're joining Indiana team that seems to be picking up quite a bit of a talent. Tonight they drafted Aliyah Boston. They have Henny Henderson coming back there. They got Alyssa Smith, who just won, the MVP. How do you find yourself fitting into this team right off the jump, and how much of an impact do you think you can have this season?
It's an incredible list of people you just named. There's people on that list you didn't even name. They have Kelsey Mitchell and other people that are incredibly talented, have been veterans of the league, and I'm excited just to get there and pick their brain in ways that, I can help add to the team and be a good addition more than anything, and just be a vocal leader wherever they need me.
Taylor, we're going to turn to Zoom for questions. So we've got 3 lined up. We're going to go with Dan, then Whitney, then Thomas. Dan, go ahead.
Hi, Taylor. Dan Hope from 11 Warriors. Obviously for you, Kelsey Mitchell, someone else who came from Ohio State. Just how well do you know her, and what's your excitement level just to play with her?
Very excited to play with her, and just to get to pick her brain a little bit about the league and just her journey through the W. But got to talk to her a little bit earlier today, and she just gave me some advice and told me to enjoy the moment and just keep being me.
Next question will come from Whitney. Whitney, go ahead. You're going to be followed by Thomas.
Hey, Taylor, congratulations. I don't know if you saw at all the crowd that has amassed in Massillon tonight to watch selected. How nice is it that you're going to be closer to them so your hometown can still come watch you play?
I have not, but I am very excited to see that. My hometown and just my home has meant a lot to me. Just being close to home with Ohio State has meant so much to me to have my family in my backyard. So I'm very excited to be that close to home and have my family ties.
Next question, also Zoom, Thomas.
Thomas Costello, Land Grant Holy Land. Thanks a lot for the time, Taylor, and congratulations on getting drafted. You've really you and Grace Berger, you've battled for the last 2 years, and even further back than that. What does it mean now to go from playing against her and now playing with her with Indiana?
Yeah, Grace is incredibly talented. We've had a lot of battles when she was at Indiana and I was at Ohio State. Even when I was at Maryland, we had some battles. She's an incredible competitor, and I'm excited to be on the other end of that this time.
All right, Taylor, thank you.
Thank you.